Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue working on our quadratic function vocabulary terms. Remember to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and hopefully you like the video. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will answer them as quickly as I can. So yesterday we were looking at x-intercepts, zeros, solutions, and roots. Today we're going to be looking at different terms that we're going to use when solving quadratics. They'll be explained further as we go through different examples, but I wanted to make sure we had a baseline understanding of what these terms are. The first term we're going to talk about is factors. When we refer to factors when solving quadratics, these are binomials whose product is the quadratic function. Sometimes when solving, it's best to factor the quadratic function depending on the function you're given. One example would be if you have y equals x squared plus 8x plus 7. That can be factored into the binomials x plus 7, x plus 1. This gives you something different to look at when you're talking about the different pieces of the function. Something else we're going to be talking about when solving quadratics, especially when talking about factors, is the zero product property. If you recall all the way back to our functions unit, when we talked about the different properties of numbers, the zero product property states that anything multiplied by 0 equals 0. Anything. This can be a number, this can be a variable, this can be a very complex polynomial. Whenever you take anything and multiply it by 0, the result will be 0. So if you have, for example, 1,362,422 y squared, and I take that and I multiply by 0, the result is 0. Always. We'll be applying the zero product property when solving by factoring. The next term is quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is a formula that you can use to solve any quadratic function. Quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. I'll get into some examples later, but I wanted you to be able to fill that in on your vocab form. Solving by graphing, I have a whole video on solving quadratics by graphing. The first step is that you graph the quadratic. Function. And then the solutions are your x-intercepts. Or solution. There might be one. Or there might be none. That's explained further in the video. But if you do have a graph of a function that crosses the x-axis, these points here are going to be your solutions. So in this case, I have 2. Again, there's a video on solving by graphing where I go into much more detail. That also brings us to completing the square. Completing the square is when you can take a standard form trinomial or non-standard form, but you'll end up writing the function in the form a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. And then you use this to solve. More examples to follow. So hopefully this helps you as we move into solving quadratic functions in different ways. I hope you have a wonderful day.